Hello again, Alan Biggs welcoming you to the Sheffield edition of the Ref Show. Former Sheffield Wednesday striker David Hirst joins us, as does Keith Hackett, who's a Sheffield Wednesday fan. Blades, don't worry, we will even this up. And it is about both clubs and the way referees are treating them. And my goodness, there's plenty to talk about. Let's start with the Sheffield Wednesday goalless draw at Huddersfield. That could have been 3-3 quite easily.
Yeah, definitely.
But one thing that we're still talking about is the penalty incident that wasn't. Chris Maguire is tackled, brought down. Everybody thought instantly it was a penalty. I certainly did, by Joel Lynch. Not given, and Maguire gets booked for diving.
Yeah. I mean, I saw the game on television, and on the first instance, I wasn't too sure of what everybody's calling a stonewall penalty, just by the reaction of way that Maguire goes down. Having seen it in the slow motion, the ball's not taken, the player's caught, and he should be a penalty. But I do understand the referee, with the way the arms came up in the air and the manner that which Maguire fell to the floor, how close he was to it and what sort of view he had, probably gave him a very difficult decision.
But you still think penalty?
I do after the event. At the time, like I say, at real time I watched it, I weren't too sure because of the way that Maguire went down.
OK, what about that argument, Keith, that the referee was right because some people say the player, as David said, appeared to be going down?
Well, I can understand why the player's going down. I mean, Sheffield Wednesday have now not had 3 penalties on the bounce. This is a stonewall penalty. And the reason...
So he's going down to try and win a penalty before he gets tackled?
I don't think he was going down. I think that I can see a bit of exaggeration that might confuse the referee after the event. But in reality, the responsibility is with the defender when he makes a challenge. And if that challenge is careless, then that's a foul. If it's in the penalty area, it's a penalty. I have no doubts that was a penalty kick.
You have no doubts, and you were very strong in your blog on youaretheref.com in saying that Graham Salisbury, the referee, and his boss at the Football League, David Allison, should both be on the phone to apologise.
I mean, the reality is he's given Chris Maguire a yellow card. Now, that might seem, well, OK. The spectators might think that he's appealed against it. The club's not allowed to appeal against the yellow card. Yeah. So if he gets another 2 or 3 yellow cards on the bounce, he's going to face a suspension. And publicly, that referee has said to him, by producing the yellow card, you're cheating. And you know, because he's saying it's an act of simulation.
So you would have phoned up and Stuart Gray and said, I'm sorry, I got this wrong, would you, as the referee there?
I'd have popped round. I genuinely believe in that situation of communication where a referee has made such a blatant error. There has to be a discussion.
But is it a blatant error at the time for the referee? That's the bit I look at, and I say, well, he's made the decision. OK, he gives a yellow to Maguire because he's got to give him some punishment because he feels it's simulation. What's
unfair, though, on the referee as well is that there's no appeal against yellow cards. Surely I mean, there should be.
That is a tough one, and this is where the technology side of it comes in, and after an event we can look at it and see, maybe I did make a mistake.
And certainly if you're going to charge people retrospectively for diving, which may come in, then surely, Keith, you've got to introduce some kind of appeal procedure whereby people who are falsely cautioned can be reprieved.
It's dead easy, isn't it? I mean, it's common sense. If a panel judged that the player is not guilty of simulation, then the yellow card's rescinded automatically. I don't see why we make it so complex.
Seems a simple solution. Let's get on to the game that you saw live. You were at Bramall Lane, Sheffield United and Oldham. There were 9 yellow cards, 2 of them to one player, Oldham's Ibert, who was sent off. What do you think?
Well, I was sat in the director's box and I thought I was going to get one. I mean, he was that liberal. I just sat there, you know, in the first half. He set his threshold far too low. He came in with a very easy early yellow, and I'm thinking, wow, what's that for? What's this about? We instruct referees to use a step process. Quiet word perhaps public word, maybe involve the captain, then resort to yellows if the player's not responding. I mean, it was complete by surprise. It was unnecessary. And away he then went. He set that threshold low, and every time you thought, here comes another, and another was produced.
This is Andy Davis was the referee there. So Blades fans, we need to tell you who your next referee is going to be for Friday night's game against Notts County at the Lane. It's going to be Robert Madley, who's been in the Premier League this season.
Well, he is a Premier League referee, and although he's only had 2 games in the Premier League, so let's hope that he puts a better performance in than Mr. Davies did at the weekend.
Maybe he should leave his cards at home.
Like the guy at the Cardiff Reading game.
Yeah.
And finally to Hillsborough, Sheffield Wednesday, Wigan. A championship debut for a referee here, Chris Kavanagh. What do you know about him, Keith?
Very little, other than this is Sheffield Wednesday against Wigan. I'm slightly biased. It needs a top referee. 20-odd thousand spectators. The pressure's there. For the teams, it's like, 2 Premier League teams coming together. Needs a strong referee.
And with Sheffield Wednesday's history this season of not getting penalties, he's going to be under big pressure, isn't he?
Hopefully, yeah. I mean, obviously, you've got to get the ball in the box to get a penalty, and that's where we've been struggling at the moment. So, hopefully, he has a good game, and there's a right result comes out of it. And we're not talking about him. We're talking about the game.
Let's hope we're not. Let's hope we're not when we're back next week for the Sheffield Ref Show. Thanks very much for your company. We'll see you in another week. Bye for now.